for joining us for this interview and for your interest in the PFA Virtual Symposium taking place on November 6th. Today, we're talking with Kelly Robb. Kelly has been a practicing podorthist since 2009 and is the owner of a private practice located in southwestern Ontario. Kelly is focusing her attention on advancing literature in the podorthic field of study. She is currently completing her PhD studies at Wilfrid Laurier University, and her long-term goals are directed towards improving clinical practice and evidence-based treatment options for neuromuscular diseases. Kelly is a member of the PFA and a course instructor in Western University's podorthic program. So thanks for joining us, Kelly. Can you tell us what your are for the session?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for that introduction. Primarily, my biggest goal is just to highlight the neurological system. And so I'd say the biggest rationale behind that is that we never think of our nerves in podorthic assessment. We think of feet, we think of muscles, we ask for a gait assessment, but we often discredit nerves. So until someone actually says in their assessment, I have a pinched nerve, or if they have a neurological condition, for example, then it clues into us that, oh, maybe there's a nerve problem that's ongoing. But otherwise, we really don't think of it. So my goal is really just to highlight that there are components within our regular functioning, our day-to-day functioning, that would not occur if we didn't have a normal functioning nervous system. And so we're going to break it down in different components that are just a little bit more realistic to us within our podorthic assessment, but just to shed light on the fact that movement occurs because our nerves actually function the way they do.
Interesting. What do you hope the viewers will learn from your session?
Well, we're going to start with the basics. We're going to start with really simple neurological physiology. So neuromuscular movement. We're going to talk about action potentials. We're going to talk about nerves and the different types of nerve to nerve interaction, essentially. And at the neuromuscular junction, how a nerve tells a muscle to contract. We're going to talk about what exactly happens when we do that. But then we're going to bring it into context. So I'm going to wrap it into your sensory system, your muscular system, and your neurological system. So when we ask somebody, for example, to sit or to stand from their chair, or just to do static stance, there's actually a lot of different things that are taking place during a static stance assessment that we don't think of. So if the patient has to stand up, or they have to go from standing and take a first step to start walking, there is a base of support change that takes place. There's a center of mass change within that base of support. Then the nervous system actually has to signal to the muscular system to contract in order to, flex at the hip, flex your knee, then extend at the hip, extend at your knee in order to take a step. So those are all really, really quick dynamic interactions that take place that I really just want to shed light on those principles, so that people can reflect on them and realize and acknowledge that these are part of our everyday voluntary and reflexive movement.
Interesting. And what's the take-home message?
That nerves matter. If I had to put it really simply, that nerves really are important. So the next time if someone's doing a podorthic assessment and they think of once about nerves within their assessment, then I feel like I've done my job in this presentation.
Well, thank you, Kelly. More on this topic, and join us for the PFA Virtual Symposium on November 6th, beginning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. The cost for 8 hours of CEUs is just $249 for members and $299 for non-members. Go to www.podorthics.org